Hi, I'm Tony from Driver Hire Croydon and Sutton.
Hello, I'm Gary from Driver Hire in Colchester.
We represent two of Driver Hire's network of over 100 offices, and we're here today at Wilkin and Son to meet their driver Bradley and his vehicle known as the Starship to learn about how to do a daily walk round check. Hi Bradley, thanks for seeing us today. We've come along to meet you and the Starship, your absolute pride and joy, and what a beautiful truck she is. But perhaps you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and about Tiptree.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for coming along. Yeah, my name's Bradley. I've been a Class 1 driver now for about 20 odd years. And I've been working for Wilkins for 3 years now. My wife was a former driver here as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so much so that when we got married, I had one of the Wilkins vehicles as my wedding car, and she had her vehicle as her wedding car. So I applied to work here about 7 years ago, and I got the phone call about 3 years ago, and it's just the best place to be.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is learn from you how you do a walk round check on the Starship.
Right, okay, yeah, fine. Everyone's got their own way of doing their own check. I'm happy with the way I do my check. I've been doing it 20 years and it's never proved me wrong. If I get a defect, I just defect it, tell the people that need to know, and we just crack on from there.
Okay Bradley, what's the first thing you do on a daily walk round check?
First thing I do as soon as I get in the cab is put my taco card in. That is my timesheet. That is how I get paid, basically. When you're doing your all-round check, you are effectively on duty. You need to record this. It is a legal requirement. If you're stopped by VOSA, they will need to see that you've been working and right from the get-go.
What mode are you putting it on?
I'm going to put it on cross hammers, which is other work. So it's now on cross hammers. We're now recording the start of my daily shift.
Excellent. Okay, what would you do now then, Bradley?
Okay, first thing I've done is I've turned the ignition on. I'm looking on my dashboard to see if there are any warning lights, if there's any low tyre pressures. This is a modern vehicle. It has sensors all over the place. I'm happy that nothing has flashed up on the dash yet.
Yep.
So the next thing I'm going to do is start the engine. I'm going to put on all my lights. I do have a function on my key where I can individually check every single light that works. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do next, start the engine.
Yeah, but from our point of view, you've got to put the lights on normally so we can do
manually,
a normal...
Yeah, just in case people don't have the mode on their keys.
What, you've said it's a modern vehicle. Something that's catching my eye straight away is your mirror.
Yes, yeah, my mirror cam, yeah. It's a new thing out. Mercedes is the first marque to put it into main production on the road. Other marques will follow. It's not new technology. Every marque has been trialling these new mirror cams for the last 10 to 15 years.
How have you got on using it when you first got into it then, Bradley?
It was daunting at the beginning. I am a bit of a tech freak. I do like new things and new gadgets. I was willing to give it a good go. We had a demo model for a week, and literally within half an hour or so I was totally smitten. The all-round vision you get is absolutely superb. Obviously with no exterior mirror on the outside, I've got perfect vision round there for roundabouts and junctions and things. But when it comes to reversing, you turn the wheel, the cameras move, and you never lose sight of the rear of your trailer. It takes all the second guessing out of reversing. I can put this trailer within a square millimetre of wherever I want to put it.
You mean you couldn't do that before?
I could do it before, but there was always a chance that I'll be walking across the cab and looking out the window to see, am I there? With this blind siding, good siding, it's absolutely fantastic.
It just makes life easier for you.
Absolutely, 100%, yeah.
Excellent. Sorry to distract you from the rest of your walk round.
That's all right, not a problem.
Shall we just carry on by putting your lights on then?
Sure, not a problem. So I've got on the dashboard, I can put my lights on via the dashboard here. So I'm going to put my main beam on and my hazards.
Okay.
So everything should be working on the outside.
And you'd now get out of the vehicle and carry
Absolutely.
on from there?
Yep.
Let's do that then. Okay Bradley, we're now at the front of your vehicle. What's the first thing you'll do now?
Well, the first thing I'll look at is I always work from the top of the vehicle down towards the bottom. So I'm originally starting off by looking at the marker lights in the corner there, either side of the Wilkin and Sons.
Okay.
I can see they're operational. Now I'll walk up to the windscreen and just have a little check with the windscreen wipers to check that they're not perished or broken or in any way. There's a nice clean sweep. They're sitting nice and flush on the windscreen, so that's good.
Excellent. I noticed we've got the 4 spotlights up there.
Yep.
Would they be part of your daily walk round check?
They would be, because obviously with my special key fob it lights up every light, so yes, they would flash on and off.
Okay, and you'll check them through
But
automatically.
for purposes today we're just doing a manual check.
Okay,
But yeah,
that's great. Okay, so you've done the windscreen wipers. What's your
Yep.
next thing you're looking at?
I'm looking at my headlights,
Yep.
my lights in general. Also checking my grille to make sure everything is secure. The wind deflectors are nice and secure. That's all good.
Okay,
Now my headlights, checking for any cracks or holes or stone chips, and just general, make sure everything's nice and secure. Headlights are working, the indicators are working, the side lights are working. Again, check my fog lights to make sure they're secure and there's no chips or breakages,
okay,
and they're fine.
excellent. And at the bottom, there's got this lovely silver bar, which is, I
Yep.
guess, is unique to your vehicle. Do you want to tell me a bit about those with the green lights?
Yeah, basically it's they're green because the vehicle's predominantly green. So you have green lights on the front, and then round the side they will be amber because you're not allowed any other colour other than amber marker lights on the side of the vehicle.
Okay. Good. So what would you do from now on?
I would walk round on the driver's side and start my checks looking down the driver's side of the vehicle in the trailer.
Okay then, shall we do that?
Yep, sure.
Okay, Bradley, we now got to the side of the vehicle. What are you looking for now?
Okay, well I'm again starting from the top down, so
Okay.
I'm looking at the top to make sure that there's no loose fittings up there or anything. I'll just check my camera. Make sure that's all nice
Okay.
and secure.
Do you always give it a wipe or anything to keep for the cleanliness? Your vehicle is obviously extremely clean, but it can't always be this clean, surely, on a working day.
No, absolutely. I mean, the lenses have a special coating on them anyway, so when it rains, the drips just drip straight off.
Oh,
the
right.
lens,
So you don't, like my normal car, where they get dirty very
no,
easily.
No, not at all. They're pretty well shielded.
Not good.
So they keep all the dirt and the dust away from the lens.
Okay.
So
So on a normal vehicle, you'd have the mirror. You'd be looking at the mirror. What you'd be looking for on a mirror?
At the mirror, looking at the mounting points, which one would be there and one
Okay.
would be at the top of the door, making sure that they're secure. And then just general cleanliness of the mirror. Obviously, if it was dirty, quick squirt window
Yep.
cleaner.
And if it's broken?
If it's broken, then it goes down as a defect.
Right. Okay. Now, how do you record your defects?
We have a tablet. It's all done electronically.
Okay.
So when we put our card in, we log into the tablet. They know that we've started our walk round check. And we take the tablet with us.
Are you actually physically bring it with you on your walk round
Yeah,
check?
it's only a phone.
Okay.
It's like a mobile phone.
Okay.
And you've got the different sections, categories that you either put a nice green tick against or a...
Okay. Say you forgot to charge that up. Have you got a backup plan?
Yes, we have obviously a manual pad.
Ah, right. Okay.
A usual Vosa approved pad.
Yep.
So yes, if that's faulty, if there's no connection with because it's all done by Wi-Fi, if there's no Wi-Fi, if it's faulty, the battery's flat, like you say, then we go to the pad and it's all done manually.
So you're always recording your
Absolutely.
daily walk round check. That's important. Okay, sorry I've disrupted
That's
you
all right,
again.
no problem.
So we've now checked all the mirrors. What's the next thing you're looking at?
Yep. Door, make sure the door's shutting properly.
Okay.
That's all nice and secure there as well. Obviously we've got the indicator flashing there, so we know the indicator works. Again, checking to make sure it's secure, not loose, not flapping around.
Okay.
And on to pretty much one of the most important things are the tyres.
Yes.
Going to check for tread depth.
And do you know what the minimum tread depth? Sorry, the minimum tread depth should be?
1 mil.
1 mil.
Yep. You could normally gauge that by just going to the top of your cuticle on your nail.
Yep.
Is basically it. So
Oh,
plenty
Guys,
there.
these have got way too many depth there. You don't do many miles there, obviously, Brad. Okay. So you looked round the whole wheel. You're looking for the tread depth. You know
Yep.
you're there. You're not flat spotted or anything, so you're fine.
Looking for any sort of buckles or wear marks. If you scrub against curbs, for example, you may wear the wall of the tyre down,
Okay.
which would then expose cords.
Yep.
Major defect.
But
Shouldn't go anywhere.
But as a professional driver, you've obviously not done that.
Well, as you can see, they're nice and clean. I don't do much curb scrubbing.
Good. So then you move on to the wheel itself?
Yep, the wheel itself, you know, just checking to make sure me covers are all done up nice there. Wheel nuts, obviously I have covers on these. Some vehicles have pointers to show that the wheels are correctly torqued in the right position, but
and you give them a quick
just
feel.
A quick tickle, make sure that there's no movement as there isn't here. Another telltale sign would be, for example, if you've been out on a rainy day, you would eventually get brown lines start appearing where the nut is loose, and the dirt ingress gets in, and the water gets the dirt from beneath the nut rim, and it would make a line on the wheel.
Okay,
So
excellent. And I mean, it's not hard. You won't go around checking the actual tyre pressure, but you can see this is well inflated. It's not pushed down, so we haven't got a weight issue or anything like that either.
Again, with this vehicle, I have tyre pressures sensors actually installed
Oh,
in the vehicle. So
I shouldn't have asked.
it's easy life. Easy life.
But all vehicles aren't like this.
They're not, absolutely not. No, but the visual checks are very important. Just a quick physical check on the nuts also is paramount.
Excellent. Okay then, so we're now moving on to the next part of the vehicle.
Yep, again, I've got some extra bits fitted on here, so I'd like to make sure that these are all nicely secure, there's no movement. If the engine was running, you could hear a rattle, for example, that would be a sign that something's not right there.
Okay.
Just checking the back of the cab and checking my my airlines and my Susie rails and listening for any noises. There's no noises, no leaks.
And the fuel tank, the AdBlue, is it this side or is it the other side?
The AdBlue is here.
Right.
This is the cap for the AdBlue.
Okay.
It's locked, so that's good. I have a special key for it. So.
Okay. And you've got a way of checking inside. Well, I shouldn't ask that question. Obviously, this got everything, but most vehicles have a way of detecting how much AdBlue
absolutely. Make sure you've got enough fuel to get to your to start your journey. There should be enough fuel, because if you've used it the day before, or if someone else has used it, they should make sure there's enough fuel in there. So, but certainly, yes, there's an AdBlue indicator in there as well as the fuel.
And we've done that.
Indicator, that's working nicely. So
Lovely.
again,
okay, thank you.
Onto the next wheel, exactly the same thing again. Checking for tread depth. Check the nuts. Again, same sort of thing. Looking for any visual signs that there might be a loose nut or anything. Checking for any loose fittings. No loose fittings there.
I was going to say, we just touched there, they've got the side marker. That's not flashing because that's not an indicator, it's just a side marker, is that correct?
That's correct, yep. Obviously with the trailer I've got side markers that flash as well with the indicators. That's a new thing from this year. I think nearly all new trailers.
Oh yeah, just noticed that. I didn't realise.
Nearly all new trailers manufactured from January this year must be fitted with these marker lights.
Well, that's a great thing, because especially on the motorway, and a podcast we've done recently, we said about side swiping. Bradley, we now move to the back of the unit. What are we looking for here?
Okay, just looking for the lights operation, make sure the lights are working. As you can see, we've got the side lights working, the indicators are working. And again, just checking for any loose fittings, any undue noises from the air tanks, for example. I have a light bar fitted there to make sure that those lights are working as well.
Okay.
And also...
and you'd also make sure your number plate was nice and clean?
Absolutely, all times, yes.
Excellent. Okay then.
And just checking now the curtains for any rips or tears. Checking the load security. Make sure the straps are all nice and tight, everything. With these underrun guards here, I'll be looking for any sort of movement, any undue play. So, yep, that's all good. And because you don't want one of these flying off on the road.
No. And what are these sidebars here for? Do you know what they're there for?
Yeah, it's mainly to protect cyclists and or pedestrians, but predominantly cyclists. They do sometimes like to try and cut a corner every now and again. So yes, they're there for their protection. As like I say, you wouldn't want one of them falling off when they're there to protect someone else. So.
No. Okay then. And we'll now move to the rear of the trailer. What are you looking for here?
Exactly the same as I did with the front wheels. Tyre walls, nuts. I'd see that there's the same on these tyres. For example, there's no nut covers. That the thread showing are all roughly the same length. So they're not going to be loose. Again, still checking.
Sorry, Brad. You interrupt. These are all super single tyres.
They are super single tyres.
If it was a twin trailer with twin tyres, what would you be looking for on that?
If they were undeflated, they would be touching sort of near the bottom where they meet the floor.
Okay. And stones and things like that, can they get stuck in between?
They can get stuck in between, yep. So
excellent.
check for all those sort of things.
We're now at the rear of the trailer. What we've got to start looking for here?
Again, I always start from the top, working down. So I've got marker lights across the top, make sure they're working, making sure that my door bars are nice and secure, that they're not loose.
Can I just stop you there? Is this where I know you'd go in, start looking for your load security, which is one of the most important parts of a daily walk around check?
Absolutely, yeah.
But we've got to cover that under another video, so we won't touch on that now, Bradley.
Okay, yeah, I would just literally open the handles, open the doors, make sure the handles are all working fine.
Excellent.
We're running down, we've got the buffer rolls here that protect the trailer against loading bays, make sure that they're all secure, there's nothing hanging off. We're looking at lights now, as you can see, the lights are all lit up, they're working. Important reflectors, make sure they're secure and clear so that they can be seen of a night time.
A question for you with the LEDs. If one LED's out, do you know if that's illegal or not?
As long as you've got one working, that is fine.
Right, okay.
If one was to go on that side, one was to go on that side, as long as you've got some sort of light, that should be fine. But obviously that is something to be defected first thing in the morning to check that you've notified it, you've seen it, you appreciate it. Yeah. Obviously it's something that can't be done there and then on the spot.
Yeah, because we've got 8 lights flashing there for the indicator. If one's gone on the 7, you're still okay to go out with.
Sure, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as it's defected, if you were stopped by the ministry or VOSA,
yeah,
you've shown to them that you've been diligent enough to check the lights, they're not working, you've notified it's a defect, something that can't be done there and then on the spot, but will be done on a return to base.
Yeah, okay. Now something I'm not very good at remembering is when you get the rear of an Arctic, different number plate.
Absolutely,
it might not be your number plate on there.
No, always make sure you've got the correct number plate for the vehicle.
Excellent. Okay, Bradley, we're now coming down this side of the vehicle. We've already done a similar thing already the other side, but I know you've done your daily walk around check earlier. So what's the other part down here we really haven't touched on of the vehicle?
Is the landing legs.
Okay, do you want to talk through that for us?
Certainly. The landing legs should have a support for the handle to make sure that the handle doesn't flap around.
Can you come back out? Yep.
I would check to make sure that's okay, that's all in the correct position, and check the operation. Should be nice and smooth.
They shouldn't be gunked up or anything like that. They should be notchy. Okay, and you secure it back in so it doesn't flap about.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, and the legs should be all the way up.
All the way up, yes. It should get to full travel. Yep.
So we're nearly done now. We've been round the hull of the vehicle. We've done the hull defect report, and now we've got to put that onto your PDA or your phone, and we'll look at that from now on.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Bradley. We've now got your phone out with your defect reporting system on there. Can you just open that up and show us quickly how this one works?
Sure. So it will come up here with the registration number on there, and it says checklist tasks. We'll click on checklist tasks, and it will take a while to fill up. It says confirm vehicle. So I'll confirm the vehicle, and it will say all defect test and Arctic defect report. We'll click on that.
Okay, so it does a different defect report for a rigid or for the van. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. First thing it asks for is driver's name. So we'll click on there, and I'll put my name in.
Okay.
So that's my name in there. So what I can do now is tick that box so it goes green. So now all these categories down here are for our defect report. So we've got lamps and indicators, we know that.
Okay. So you now got this slide down across. We've been through and done all the defect reporters earlier.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll just tick all of them.
Good, because there's a lot to go through. But it's a good reminder when you're going around the vehicle, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that.
Exactly. You know what you're looking for at the end of the day anyway, but this is always a general hand just in case you might forget something.
Yeah.
So I've now ticked all the boxes, and it's asking me, am I completing the checklist? And yes, I am.
Yeah.
Depending on how good the Wi-Fi is. So submit checklist. Make sure you want to submit the checklist. Yes. Then this goes to our office upstairs, and it says checklist submitted successfully.
So now they've got a daily walk around check for compliance side.
If I was to get stopped by VOSA, I can quickly access this again to show them that I've done my defects, as you would presenting a manual pad.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, the manual pad is easy because we just write that out and go from there. Thank you very much, Bradley.
No worries.
So Bradley, thank you so much for taking Gary for a tour around the Starship and showing us how a walk around check should be done. It's been brilliant. Thank you very much indeed.
Yep. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you very much, and I hope that I can be some assistance to help out with people with their walk around checks. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Bradley, I've got to say your vehicle's immaculate. It was a pleasure to go around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Bradley and Wilkin and Son, for letting us come along for the day and learn about the walk round check. It's been really good. Thank you very much.
And if you'd like to know all about the Wilkin and Son products, please see the website below, and you'll be able to find their lovely jams and marmalades.
Yes, and if you'd like to get in touch with either of us, you can find us both at driverhire.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.